In one of my previous videos, I gave an introduction about the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program and how it is structured. Today, I'm going to be sharing something very important about this program, especially for the ones that are entering their final year of the program. Here's 7 things that you need to know about your final year of IBDP. So the preparation of your final grades for your IB starts during the summer holidays when you finish your first year of the program. So generally during the summer, you have a lot of other things that you want to do besides studying. For example, going on trips to other places, hanging out with your friends, or playing video games. Even though it is important to do that to take a break from your studies, the summer holidays are not only a valuable time frame for you to catch up with the topics or subjects that you find challenging, but also a valuable time frame for you to complete the internal assessments of some of your subjects as well as your extended essay. Especially for your internal assessments for science subjects where your teachers expect you to finish a full draft after the summer holiday. So it will be a very good time frame to take advantage of to consolidate and catch up with all of the things that you have learned throughout the first year. Because summer holiday is the period where teachers are not going to be teaching any new content. Working hard during the summer can also give you the opportunity to increase your predicted grades before they get officialized. Because teachers normally give out their first set of predicted grades at the end of the first year, and they give you a second set of predicted grades where they will make some finalized changes. And you'll be using the second set of predicted grades to apply for universities. In addition, summer is also another good opportunity to complete some of your CAS experiences for your CAS portfolio. Any forms of volunteering experience or competitions that you have joined throughout the summer, remember to add them into your CAS portfolio to get signed off. Also, in your final year of IBDP, you also have another CAS project to complete. So there are 2 CAS projects throughout the whole program. You should have completed one of them in your very first year. There will also be a final CAS interview for you to complete your CAS portfolio, where they focus on what you have accomplished and how your learning outcomes have been achieved throughout doing the CAS experiences. How these CAS experiences have impacted on your personal development, and reflecting on things that you have enjoyed, the challenges that you have faced, and what you have learned completing the portfolio. The final year is also the year that you have to hand in your TOK essay and your extended essay final draft. So for the TOK essay, there will be 6 questions that you have to choose, and the prompt questions will be released on the final year of the program. Your TOK teacher will analyze the questions with you, and you decide which one of the 6 questions that you will choose to do the TOK essay. Also, after handing in your extended essay final draft, there will be a final extended essay reflection session. It is a voiced examination that helps to authenticate your EE. And also by then, you have to complete 3 written reflections that does not exceed 500 words in total. Other than finishing your CAS portfolio, your IAs, your EEs, and also preparing for your exams, your university applications are also one very important thing happening in your final year of IB. During the summer, you have to start considering and potentially choosing some of the university courses that you would like to attend after your final year of IB. And during your final year, you have to have a list of courses that you want to apply to. So I'm going to take the UCAS application for applying UK universities as an example right here. So in the summer, you have to start writing your personal statement and start your UCAS application by choosing 5 universities that you want to attend. Make sure to choose 2 offers from the choices that you have had before your final grades are released. The first offer should be the course that you aspire to get in, and the second offer should be an insurance offer just in case you didn't reach the requirement for the first offer. Make sure to check your emails regularly because universities will give you notifications with regards to interviews or your offers through the email system. After handing in all your final drafts of your IA, EE, completing your CAS portfolio, and handing in your TOK essay, it is the stretch where you have to start preparing for your exams intensively. So here I'm going to share some of my experiences on how I prepared for my IB final exams. So for the papers for language and literature, I practiced a full exam paper under time conditions. It can not only help me familiarize with exam conditions, it also allowed me to understand how do I manage my time well enough that I finish a full paper. So for science and humanities subjects, I really recommend that you should at least review the content a few more times, consolidate your knowledge, no matter how well you have understood the content. So I remember that I think around 4 months before the final exam, I tried doing a full chemistry past paper with my friend. And after when we finished the past paper and we tried checking the answers together, I found out that I didn't do really well on that paper, but my friend did pretty well. So I was wondering what went wrong with me. And I found out that one reason reason that he did way better than me was because he has mastered the concepts of the content so well that he's able to answer all the difficult questions correctly. So it kind of gave me a reminder that I have to review the content before I start doing the past papers to consolidate my knowledge. And around 2 to 3 months before your final exam, you should not only be familiar with the concepts of the topics of the subjects that you are preparing for, but also the types of questions that you will be asked in each topic in the past papers. At this point, you should start doing full past papers under time conditions. After you have finished the paper under time conditions, make sure to mark the paper that you have just did based on the mark scheme provided. After when you finish correcting the whole paper, it is important to go back to the questions that you have done wrong and figure out why the answer that you have chosen is not the correct one. Reading the mark scheme is also important to identify potential patterns of some of the questions that will be asked. You will also be doing an internal oral assessment for some of your language subjects. So for language A, you will be doing a 10-minute speech with questioning. For those that are studying language and literature, you will have to analyze one literary text and one non-literary text, when you prepare them a few months prior to the exam. For those of you that are studying literature, you have to complete the same 10-minute long speech, but analyzing 2 literary texts. So you have to find 2 pieces of the text that are significant and that can relate to some of the global issues that you have raised. Make sure that you go through the 2 pieces of text with your teacher, because your teacher will help you analyze the text to help you prepare for your 10-minute speech. So on the day of the exam, you're only allowed to bring in 10 bullet points. Make sure that you choose your points wisely for your 10 bullet points and remember the content of your 10-minute speech. The 5 minutes of questioning after your 10-minute speech will also help you address the points that you potentially did not cover in your 10-minute speech. So during the time when you're preparing for your final exams, not only it is important to manage your time, but also the tasks that are required to do during your time management. So every 3-hour revision session, I decide the subject that I specifically want to revise for the exam, and I also decide what I have to finish during that revision period. So for example, one session of revising chemistry, I expect myself to finish a full set of chemistry paper 2, and also going through the mark scheme, marking my exam paper, and going through the questions that I've done wrong. So you've got a lot of deadlines that you have to take note of during your final year of IB DP. Not only you have to hand in your IAs, your EEs, your TOK exhibition, your TOK essay, and also completing your CAS portfolio and taking note of your university application deadlines, checking emails with regards to university interviews or offers. So your schedule can be quite packed throughout the whole year, and there are going to be some points in that year where things may feel quite overwhelming. So here I want to give you some key advice with regards to managing your mental health and well-being during this period of time. First of all, it is very essential to take breaks from time to time. Even though that there's a lot that you need to handle during your final year, taking breaks can allow your brain to relax and prevent overloading, and also allow you to relieve some stress when completing your work. It is important for you to spare some time to get some sleep and allow you to function well in school. I also really emphasize the importance of being connected with your close friends and family members during this time, because this specific year is quite an important year, as the final result that you receive during your results release will impact whether you will study in your dream course. It is understandable that it can be quite stressful during this period of time, but your family and friends are important social circles during this stretch. I personally find updating my family members with regards to my progress in my final year very helpful, because it allows them to provide me with help if I really need to, and also they give me important advice with regards to my university applications. It was also very nice that I was able to go out with my family to take a breather from time to time to relieve some of the stress. Till this day, I still give a lot of credit to my high school friends that have been with me on the highs and the lows during that period of time. So there's a stretch during the summer where I found the work that I have to complete to be quite overwhelming. So at that period of time when I was taking breaks, I used it to have a chat with my friends and sharing some of the challenges that we had faced by studying this program, and also providing encouragement and support to each other when we were finding the tasks that we have to do quite difficult. I found doing this to be quite helpful because I felt like I was not fighting the battle on my own, and I have a group of friends that are going through the same thing with me and are crossing the finish line with me. Also, finally, during the period of your final exam, make sure that you get enough sleep the night before you have an exam. Before heading off for the exam, make sure that you bring all the belongings that are relevant to the exam that you're taking on that day. I also recommend to arrive at the exam venue 1 hour before your exam starts. I also find helpful to search for a place where you can spend some time alone before your exam starts, because you can spend that opportunity to calm yourself down, as nervousness can play quite an important factor with regards to how you perform in the exam, because you can potentially create careless mistakes. So during the period when you're having the exam, when you encounter a question that you find difficult on the first go, I would recommend to completely skip that question and go to the next question, as it helps you to avoid nervousness and stay calm. When you finish going through the exam questions on the first go, make sure that you go back and spend some time on the questions you find challenging on the first go. When there's still time left and you've finished all the questions in the exam paper, make sure that you spend the time to check your paper once again to see whether you have made any careless mistakes, because you can't make any more changes once time is up. After when you finish the exam, I really recommend that you should not think about the questions or recall the questions that you have just did for that specific exam, because when you're unsure of whether your answer is correct or not, it can affect the mindset when you prepare for your upcoming exam. Instead, I really recommend that you should focus on the next exam that you need to do. So this concludes my 7 important things that you need to know with regards to your final year of your IBDP. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, the final year is going to be quite challenging, but with the right mindset and focus, you will definitely overcome this year. If you like the content of the channel, please do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and share this channel to your family and friends. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.